We're bad friends.
Seinfeld didn't. Mitzi didn't like him for some reason. Said he was not funny, but something that she didn't like.
Yeah.
Like maybe he was too clean or something. I don't remember. But Seinfeld told this story himself. This is from his mouth. He came back to the store probably 4 years ago, and he hadn't been in forever. He told this story. He said, the reason I hadn't been in so long is Mitzi told me that basically I wasn't good enough or wasn't funny enough for this place. And I just toured and did other comedy elsewhere. And then he got the show. Okay. Seinfeld became a massive hit.
One of the biggest,
arguably the biggest comedy hit
time.
in the history of television.
Yeah.
And they used to have a house on Kings Road, or the Queens Road house.
That's where Mitzi lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jerry bought a house above their house, literally just above the house, right up on the hill above the house.
Yeah.
And he said every day he would drive in one of his Porsches down to CBS Radford.
Yeah.
And he would slow down on purpose to see if any of the shores were outside.
Yeah.
To say hello, to let them know. Oh, I'm just coming from up there.
Yeah.
Just coming from above. Right above you, going back down.
Yeah.
Just to because Jerry has
You
that
never
kind of...
went into Mitzi's house, huh?
No, what used to happen was when Mitzi was sick at the end of the first run of the first time she got sick.
Yeah.
Sean Halpin, who is a comedian,
I know Sean.
used to live in my apartment with us. Used to live with us.
You were roommates.
It was temporary. No, not really, because we had two roommates, and he was just kind of living with us for a short period of time until he was going to get a new place. And Sean invited me a few times to go. He's like, "Do you want to go over there?" He used to help her, like a bunch of other comics, help her with a lot of stuff that I don't want to mention because it's nobody's fucking business.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it. It just, something about it gave me I couldn't go over to her home and be while she's really sick, and I never saw her like that.
And I love Mitzi, but because I've been to her house maybe 10 times in my life, okay? And it's almost as if, you know how, like, because we opened up with, like, castles and bards, this podcast,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So imagine in a world where there was a kingdom and there was a king, but they always have a sage, right?
Yeah.
Or a wizard.
Right.
Right. Imagine just living amongst the peasants, right?
Sure.
And then some guy in a cloak comes up to you and goes, "The wizard would like to see you," right? And then you went to the wizard's tower,
I love it.
right? And you don't know what the fuck, because you don't know anything about wizardry. You're scared of it. You're scared of magic.
You're just a peasant. Yeah.
You're making rice and wheat or
Right,
whatever, right?
right.
That's what you do, right? And then the wizard tells you some sort of, spell or new concoction, or he does some sort of trick, right? And then you're scared. You think you're gonna die, right? Or you don't know why he wants you there,
Right.
Right? That's what it was like.
That's what it felt like.
Because when you walked in, the walls of her house were black, like the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
You thought that, maybe there's some sort of like reasons, comedy-wise, why the club is all in black.
Right.
Right? Do you ever think that? Because you go
yes.
to any comedy club, it's usually brick, and there's colors.
Well, there's some sort of texture to everything.
Right, but
yeah.
this is the Comedy Store is completely black.
Yeah, it's pitch black. The ceiling's painted black.
Right, and also like maybe red neon.
Loved red.
Right, so it's almost as if it's like Darth Maul's costume.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like Darth Maul's costume, the Comedy Store. But her house, but then she had a room where people would go in there and massage her that was completely pink.
All pink.
Yeah, so imagine going through a blackish house, and then there's this room that's brightly pink.
Wow.
And she's in there. So it was one time I was at Thanksgiving with my Paulie goes, "Dude." Paulie goes, "Dude, you gotta have Thanksgiving with the family, right?" And I go, "No, Paul, because I'm with my brother Steve, and we're gonna go somewhere else. I think we're gonna go to the Stinking Rose. We're gonna go to the Stinking Rose, so we already have a plan." "No, dude, nah, bro, you gotta come over, right?" And they had already ate.
Like dinner was over.
Well, no, I mean they had started eating at 2, and now it's 4. But you know how you go to a white people's Thanksgiving and the food's still out?
Yeah,
It's cold.
Well, no, we leave it out after we. It just you have to
don't
keep,
leave it out.
It's for seconds.
Don't leave it out.
They just keep eating it.
Don't leave it out. So my brother and I go over to the house and we have our plates, and we're putting this cold turkey, you know what I mean? And, and you know what I mean, and cranberry. And Mitzi's sitting at this table, wooden table, right, a round circular table, And the only 2 seats that are open, right, are next to her.
Damn.
Right? And so I'm like, I can't go. I have to sit there.
Right.
So I'm sitting there. I go, how's it going, Mitzi? She's like, good. Happy Thanksgiving. Right? So I'm just talking to my brother. I swear to God this happens. And I hear this. I'm eating. I hear this. This noise. Right?
Yeah.
And I go, what the fuck's that noise? When you ever hear a noise like that, you wonder.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah. And I turn over and look at Mitzi. Her foot is on the table.
Shut up.
I swear to God. And her nails are so long. She's going.
No. Her foot is on the fucking dinner table?
Yes.
And she's doing
And
this?
she's doing on the fucking table, right?
No.
Now, try to enjoy a cold turkey dinner with fucking, you know what I mean, cold gravy and cranberry sauce.
What did you say?
What are you gonna? You can't say shit.
Do you try it? You just put your foot up and try it right
no, because
next to
my
her.
nails aren't long enough. Her nails were like, you know how old people, they just fucking grow it
and they curl?
it curls around the fucking toe.
Yeah.
So she was doing that with it, and I look over and I look at Mitzi and I look back at my brother, and then all of a sudden, like, there was a countdown in my head
Of how long you
when
could...
to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when to get out. Yeah, so that was.
How long did you stay?
I think for another 15 minutes.
And you were like, we got to go. We have to get the fuck out.
No, because we had reservations somewhere or whatever. But yeah, that was like.
But that's kind of like you're going into the Queen's Palace, right? But like many things, you don't know that you don't really want to be there sometimes. That's like all those things. It's like when you get to meet someone or go to a cool house party, you think it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
It's always the opposite of what you want.
Yeah.
I always thought the one time it turned out to be what I thought it was going to be, to be very honest. How many years ago? God, I don't know. 7, maybe 6, 7. I went Miley Cyrus somehow through unexplained events. We went to her house for her Halloween party. And in my mind, I was like, this is going to let me down for sure. Like without a doubt. I'm going to have an idea of this and it's going to be, they're going to know that I'm a nobody and kick me out.
It's just before you go, a comic always has that thought.
You have to.
We don't feel like we belong. We feel like it's almost a fraud. To me,
you're a fraud, and they're going to tell you.
Yeah.
Like you in your mind, you know somebody's going to go, "Why is he here?"
Yeah.
I feel, and the whole party's going to go, "Oh, why are you here?" Like,
yeah. I remember just real quick. Dalia and I were at a CAA Christmas party, and his first opening line, Chris D'Elia, successful.
Yeah, very.
You know, he goes, "Hey, do I look like I belong here?"
No.
Yeah.
Was this recently? A couple years ago?
Maybe a year ago.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, you're fine. Do I look like I belong here? He's like, yeah. But it's like, that's when I knew that we all have
We
those
all feel that
thoughts.
way.
Yeah.
We all feel that way.
Yeah. So go ahead. Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus is having a Halloween party.
Yeah.
We get invited through a friend of a friend because of whatever. Nobody's business. But I show up, and I'm not kidding when I say the backyard of that girl's house was exactly what I thought it was going to be in my fantasy head. Insanely fun. People were naked. People were having there was like a food fight.
Yeah.
It was like a.
Was it a wrecking ball?
It felt like a movie. That's what she came in on. But it felt like a fucking movie. She had all these little areas set up so you could hide out and get high and party with people and drink and do. It was just such like a fantasy island place.
Yeah.
Like Epstein's Island. It was similar to that kind of fun.
Epstein's
like
Island.
Little kids running around. No, it was just, it was
Yeah.
so free and fun that I just, it was exactly what I wanted it to be, but thought it would never be. But that was the only time I've ever gone to a celebrity's thing and gone, holy shit, this is a party all night long till 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.